Welcome and bienvenue to Duolingo audio lessons. My name is Estelle.
And I'm Paul. Bonjour.
In these lessons, we'll practice speaking French with a focus on words and phrases that you can use right away.
And you can do these lessons anywhere. In fact, you won't even have to look at your phone. You could listen while doing the laundry or the dishes.
Or on your train ride home. Just find a place that works for you.
Fantastique. Let's get started.
Bonjour, Paul.
Bonjour, Estelle. What are we up to today?
We're going to practice some French greetings. Let's say you're walking along les Champs-Élysées in Paris.
Taxi! Taxi!
And you see a friend. You might say something you heard us use just a moment ago. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
The first part, bon, means good. And the second part,
Jour.
means day.
So, good day.
Right. In French, bonjour usually means good morning or good afternoon. In fact, let's listen to some uses of bonjour on the streets of Paris.
Bonjour, Louis.
Bonjour, Patricia.
You'll already notice there's a lot going on in terms of pronunciation here. And one thing French is kind of famous for is its nasal sounds.
Like the on in bon.
Exactly. Bon in bonjour is spelled B-O-N. But you don't pronounce that O-N the way you would in English. In fact, the N isn't really pronounced at all.
Instead, practice saying O like the letter O in English, but purse your lips.
Almost like you're blowing a kiss, and send air through your mouth and your nose at the same time.
On.
And here comes the first speaking exercise. Wait for the bell and then repeat after Paul.
Bon.
Okay, we'll turn off grading for now, but you can still follow along. Now let's add the second part. Jour. Notice how the J in bonjour sounds a lot like the middle of the English word measure? Je. Je. Bonjour. And the R at the end of jour doesn't really sound like an English R. You should feel that R in your throat. Jour.
Yeah, almost like you're gargling or clearing your throat. Jour.
Time for another speaking exercise. Put everything together and repeat after Paul.
Jour. Bonjour. So, are we ready to say good morning or good afternoon in Paris?
Totally ready.
And how about nighttime?
We'll get to that in the next lesson.
Can't wait.
In lesson 1, we learned how to say
Bonjour.
which means good morning or good afternoon.
And what happens if it's nighttime?
For that, we'd need to say bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
We already know how to pronounce the first part, bon, because it's the same in bonjour. And the second part is soir. That means evening.
Soir.
The end sound is kind of like saying ah at the dentist. Ah, soir. But soir also ends in R. So we've got that really light gargling in the throat again. Soir.
Soir.
Good. Now it's your turn.
Soir.
And now we're ready to put bon and soir together to say good evening. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Let's hear it from some other French speakers.
Bonsoir.
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 Bonsoir, Elsa.
Your turn again. Repeat after Paul.
Bonsoir.
Now we have 2 French expressions in our pocket for the streets of Paris.
Bonjour and bonsoir.
And in the next lesson, we'll learn to say goodbye.
See you then.
Welcome back. In the last lesson, we learned how to say bonsoir.
Which means good evening.
And before that, we learned how to say good morning or good day.
Bonjour. We practice these two words as greetings, but you can also use bonsoir to say goodbye.
Exactly. Just make sure it's in the evening.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Madame Maton.
But the most common way to say goodbye in French, regardless of the time of day, is au revoir.
Au revoir.
Let's break it down because there are actually two separate words here, au and revoir. We'll start with the second, revoir. Revoir.
Revoir.
Re at the beginning means again, and voir means see.
So, see again.
Yep, re starts with that French r we've come to know and love.
Re.
And voir is easy because it rhymes with soir, like in bonsoir. Soir. Voir. Okay, now you give it a try. Repeat after Paul.
Revoir. So we have revoir. That's the second word in au revoir. How about that first word?
Right. Au. For this word, round your lips like you're saying the English letter O, but keep them rounded the whole time. Don't relax at the end how we normally do in English. Try to hear the difference between an English O, versus the French O.
Au.
The O in au revoir is spelt AU, and here it means until.
So if revoir means see again and au means until, then au revoir is like saying,
Until we see each other again. Or more simply, goodbye.
nice. Can we put it all together?
Absolutely. Repeat after Paul.
Au revoir.
Notice how when French speakers say au revoir quickly, it can sound like one word. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Hélène.
Au revoir.
So in the past few lessons, we've learned bonjour, bonsoir, and au revoir.
But that's not all. We learned about nasal sounds like in bon.
Bon.
And we practiced the French R at the end of bonjour, bonsoir, revoir,
At the beginning of revoir, too.
and the je sound in bonjour, je, jour.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. You can practice these words and other ways to say hello and goodbye in the greeting skill of the French course.
That's a great idea.
We look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.
Until then,
Au revoir.